Nikki here from the Inside Story. Funny story. So I went and did chapter 5 of the Midnight Story for you guys. And then whenever I was done and I was getting ready to stop the video, I realized that I was on photo and not video. So I read the whole chapter out loud to nobody. Thought you guys would get a kick out of that. So today I'm reading chapter 5 of The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. If you guys have stuck with me this long, awesome. I'm so glad to see you guys again. So this is chapter 5 of The Midnight Story, and it is called Doors. 8 hours before she decided to die, Nora entered the newsagent's. Sheltering from the rain? The woman behind the counter asked. Yes, Nora kept her head down, her despair growing like a weight she couldn't carry. A National Geographic was on display. As she stared now at the magazine cover, an image of a black hole, she realized that's what she was. A black hole, a dying star, collapsing on itself. Her dad used to subscribe. She remembered being enthralled by an article about a Svalbard, the Norwegian archipelago in the Arctic Ocean. She'd never seen a place that looked so far away. She'd read about scientists doing research among glaciers and frozen fjords and puffins. And then, prompted by Mrs. Elm, she decided that she wanted to be a glaciologist. She saw the scruffy, hunched form of her brother's friend and their own former bandmate, Ravi, by the music mags, engrossed in an article. She stood there for a fraction too long, because when she walked away, she heard him say, Nora? Ravi, hi. I hear Joe was in Bedford the other day. A small nod. Yeah. Did you see him? I did, actually. A silence Nora felt as pain. He didn't tell me he was coming by. It was just a flyby. Is he okay? Ravi paused. Nora had once liked him, and he'd been a loyal friend to her brother. But as with Joe, there was a barrier between them. They hadn't parted on the best of terms. He'd actually thrown his drumsticks on the floor of a rehearsal room and stroked out when Nora told him that she was out of the band. I think he's depressed. Nora's mind grew heavier at the idea that her brother might feel like she did. He's not himself, Ravi went on, anger in his voice. He's going to have to move out of his shoebox in Shepherd's Bush, what with him not being able to play lead guitar in a successful rock band. Mind you, I've got no money either. Pub gigs don't pay these days, even when you agree to clean the toilets. Have you ever cleaned pub toilets, Nora? I'm having a pretty shit time, too, if we're doing the Misery Olympics. Ravi laughed. A hardness momentarily shadowed his face. The world's smallest violin is playing. She wasn't in the mood. Is this about the labyrinths? Still? It meant a lot to me, and to your brother, to all of us. We had a deal with Universal. Right there. Album, singles, tour, promo. We could be Coldplay by now. You hate Coldplay. Not the point. We could be in Malibu. Instead, Bedford. And so no, your brother's not ready to see you. I was having panic attacks. I would have let everyone down in the end. I told the label to take you on without me. I agreed to write the songs. It wasn't my fault I was engaged. I was with Dan. It was kind of a deal breaker. Well, yeah. How did that work out? Ravi, that isn't fair. Fair. Great word. The woman behind the counter gawped with interest. Bands don't last. We'd have been another meteor shower over before we started. Meteor showers are fucking beautiful. Come on, you're still with Ella, aren't you? And I could be with Ella and in a successful band with money. We had that chance right there. He pointed to the palm of his hand. Our songs were fire. Nora hated herself for silently correcting the R to my. I don't think your problem was stage fright or wedding fright. I think your problem was life fright. This hurt. The words took the air out of her. And I think your problem, she retaliated, voice trembling, is blaming others for your shitty life. He nodded, as if slapped. Put his magazine back. See you around, Nora. Tell Joe I said hi, she said as he walked out of the shop and into the rain. Please. She caught sight of the cover of Your Cat magazine. A ginger tabby. Her mind felt loud, like a Sturm and Drang symphony, as if the ghost of a German composer was trapped inside her mind, conjuring chaos and intensity. The woman behind the counter said something to her she missed. I'm sorry? Nora Seed? The woman, blonde bob, bottle tan, was happy and casual and relaxed in a way that Nora no longer knew how to be, leaning over the counter on her forearms as if Nora was a lemur at the zoo. Yep, I'm Carrie Ann. Remember you from school. The swimmer. Super brain. Didn't what's-his-face? Mr. Blandford do an assembly on you once? Said you're going to end up at the Olympics? Nora nodded. So, did you? I, gave it up. It was more into music at the time, and then life happened. So what do you do now? I'm between things. Do you got anyone then? Bloke? Kids? Nora shook her head, wishing it would fall off, her own head, onto the floor, so she never had to have a conversation with a stranger ever again. Well, don't hang about. Tick-tock, tick-tock. I'm 35. She wished Izzy was here. Izzy never put up with any of this kind of shit, and I'm not sure I want... Me and Jake were like rabbits, but we got there. 2 little terrors, but worth it, you know? I just feel complete. I could show you some pictures. I get headaches with phones. Dan had wanted kids. Nora didn't know she'd been petrified of motherhood, the fear of a deeper depression. She couldn't look after herself, let alone anyone else. Are you still in Bedford then? Mm-hmm. I thought you'd be the one who got away. I came back. My mom was ill. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope she's okay now. I better go. But it's still raining. As Nora escaped the shop, she wished there was nothing but doors ahead of her, which she could walk through one by one, leaving everything behind. Alright, that was chapter 5. So, next video, I'm going to do chapter 6, and then will be the last chapter, and then I will let you guys know if I'm going to continue on with the book, or if I'm going to DNF it. So, stick around for the last chapter of your sneak peek, and see what else there is to do. Mr. Jace wants to say hi, so. Alright guys, thanks. Bye.